Welcome back. Now, South Africa is hosting the second G20 Tourism Working Group meeting in KwaZulu-Natal, where global delegates are gathering to shape a more inclusive, innovative and sustainable tourism future. And so with Tourism Minister Patricia set to open the meeting, we're now going to cross to SABC News reporter Jayed Paulse for more. Jayed, good morning and thank you for joining us at this hour. Perhaps as we look at the importance of tourism for South Africa and some of the key considerations, what's coming through at this hour?
Well, a very good morning, and you would know this is the second time the tourism working group is sitting for the G20, and I think a lot of deliberation will be on tourism resilience, looking at climate change, looking at how all these factors possibly could influence the tourism industry, and it's going to be very interesting and exciting to hear what the Minister, Patricia will put on the table, but also what the aim of the working group committee will put forward. But joining me this morning to chat more about this, I am joined by Monica Glinsler. She is the Chief Director of International Relations at the Department of Tourism. Thank you so much for joining us, Monica. You and I spoke off air and we were talking about the importance of this G20 Tourism Working Group. Just looking at the aims, this is the second working group. What does South Africa want to achieve with partnering and fostering relationships with other countries?
Thank you very much. Good morning. This is part of the process towards concluding South Africa's presidency in November 2025 and hopefully having some agreed action plans by the G20 for our priority areas. So we, as the chairperson, have proposed priorities and these have been accepted by the G20. And now at our second working group meeting, we are going to be engaging with them and they will be sharing with us what they are doing and proposing to do on each of the priority areas. And then we will reconvene again later this year in September and hopefully wrap up on our action plans and agreements.
Now, we also know that the Travel Indaba takes place this week in KwaZulu-Natal. The G20 Tourism Working Group is sitting. Is this a coincidence?
No, it is not a coincidence. We thought that it would be a wonderful opportunity to allow the G20 members to experience the biggest trade show and to engage with all the exhibitors from South Africa and further afield, and to see what it looks like for South Africa to host such a huge event here in Durban during this time. So it was deliberately chosen to coincide.
We've seen many of the delegates are partaking in the G20 talks. Are they actually experiencing some of our offerings? KZN, we have a lot to show, and we know that there has been several G20 working group committees and meetings behind the scenes, but are the delegates actually going around and experiencing what's on offer?
Yes, absolutely. So we are very clearly showcasing resilience, small and medium micro enterprises, some of the big investments that are happening in the province. So we're allowing them to enjoy their experience here, but also to learn from what South Africa is doing in our priority areas, which is on small and medium micro enterprise support, on resilience, as you've already mentioned. So yes, this is what we are showing our G20 visitors.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see how it all pans out, especially with the Travel Indaba also kicking off. Thank you so much for talking to us. Well, that was Monica Glinsler. She is the Chief Director of International Relations at the Department of Tourism, talking to us about the G20 Tourism Working Group Committee. We are expecting the Minister of Tourism, Patricia to address the media and some of the delegates here and also speak about key points within South Africa's tourism industry, but also fostering and strengthening ties with other G20 countries. And with that, it's back to you in studio.
Thank you, Jayed. We'll monitor those developments as the day progresses. Let's leave that conversation there for now.